Henry McClure live, coming to you from Studio B in the Glass Houses studio. Hope you can hear me okay. I hope the audio of this microphone's working. Jamie's still over in Studio A on the mainframe, but I want to talk to you about a real deal. I want to talk to you about something that was really near and dear to my heart. Uh, one of my my passion is the shopping mall business. And I want to talk to you about a deal that I had on the table. I had a signed lease, and it went from Simon to the holding company that took all the Simon stock, and there was a guy, Dale Anderson. And Dale Anderson submarine my deal, but more so, Go Topeka submarine my deal. And I want to talk about the hypocrisy of Go Topeka and pay to play, and it's being in with the in crowd or not. So, do you remember the Deb shops up in West Ridge Mall? So I had made a deal on behalf of Great Life Golf and Fitness, and we wanted to get out there before Koloff, I think that's how you say it, the new company coming to town. We wanted to get out there, and we were going to create a mall special. And I had asked for some help from Go Topeka to get the thing up and going. And this was the trade-off. We would provide a free membership to anybody that could produce an ID. All you had to do was have a driver's license or some sort of ID that proved you didn't live in Shawnee County. Okay, so we would promote this at the hotels, but the whole idea was to get people from outside Shawnee County to be able to use the facility at the mall for free and create shopping. So let's just say you're staying at a hotel. The hotel didn't have a gym facility. And we also had a plan to have a walking track around the outside and a walking stations. We wanted to integrate in with the mall. And it was a creative deal. And I'll post on here. We had some neat designs put together. To where you could have a place to hold, kind of like the plaza downtown, the at 7th Street. I thought it was really basically one of my most creative deals, or a creative deal. Let's say let's don't give Henry any credit for it, but I do want to give credit to the Go Topeka group for not doing it. And then I'm going to tie this to the AT&T deal, which is that's the worst deal ever done in economic development history, ever for this community. So basically, you guys, the taxpayers, you're just making the Topeka oligarchs richer, and I hope you feel good about it. Hey, there ain't anything I can do about it. I tried. I gave it a shot. I'm spending my own money trying to fight them. Man. And that's why we need to take this Jetto vote away from the mayor. It's coming up, babe. And we got to sunset. We have to sunset the money that goes to Go Topeka because they're not spending it appropriately. But let's go back to Great Life. And if you go back years ago, before Koloff, and where the mall was in transition, so the idea of trying to draw traffic to the mall, and man, I love Rick and Linda at Great Life, and they were really creative. I think reluctantly he went along with me just to humor me. I literally think the guy thought it would never get approved. And so you got to understand, I had a signed lease, and this guy named Dale Anderson is working against it because it wasn't his idea. And that's really a shame. And when you've got a signed lease, and then the guy that works for the company, and anyway, that company went out, man. They were out. In fact, that company went bankrupt. It did. So, Great Life, not only were they going to give a free membership to anybody outside Shawnee County, free use of it, basically, which could be a membership. They were going to create a $5 membership, only good at the mall, but every one of the existing Great Life people, which I'm not at liberty to tell you how many, because it's none of your business how many members of Great Life. I mean, I was able to tell Go Topeka how many members it was, and I told them all how many members it was. But right now, today, that's a moot point. But it was a lot. And just say, if you're a Great Life member, just know that you could have used the mall deal for free. So our idea was to get some of the tenant finish, the bathrooms, and the whole thing wasn't going to cost a lot of money, and you didn't really need to do the thing outside. We were going to have a place for a basketball court. It was a cool design, and I'll make a whole post about it. I will. Maybe. But we had a tenant. So it's like, okay, here, I want this money, but I've got somebody that's actually going to do something for the good of the order. They're actually going to help draw traffic to the mall. It's like Topeka works against itself because, now I wouldn't bring that deal in. I wouldn't bring that deal to that guy. No, he doesn't deserve it. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would do it. You know why? If my client wanted to do it, and here's the funny thing about it, now would be the perfect time because we're closing down the one down at the old YMCA downtown. So we've got all this equipment. It's actually so funny. It would be the perfect time to bring this deal back to the owner of the mall. And I think he's the owner of the AT&T building. I think all things are pointing to that. I don't know. Actually, I've never asked the guy. He's and just because you do all these other great things doesn't mean you get one at the expense of the taxpayers. Hey, that's great. Your hotel, that's for his people that come to his main business. And if you want to open up a taco restaurant that's all that money, well, that's your business. And you want to build a brewery and sell ribs, fine, that's your business. But because you did all that doesn't mean you get to have a 10-year lease with no tenant. So, and you're going to obligate the taxpayers for a couple of $1 million at the AT&T building. And hey, baby, this is my bailiwick. If I brought in a deal like that in the mall business today, they think I was stupid. But I'm smart enough to never bring that deal to Mason Dana. No way. Because it makes no sense whatsoever to the ownership. Well, look, man, if we build it, they'll come. Well, bullshit. Because it didn't happen at Wolf Camera. I've got all that. I posted all that stuff for you to read. So here's the guy, and I called that BioRealty guy, and he hadn't called me back. But so $1 million of your dollars was lost on the Wolf Camera building, and a guy in the business of trying to get the laboratories filled couldn't do it over years. But they're going to repurpose it. They're going to make an iconic library. That's what they're going to do, or laboratory. Hey, it's going to be iconic. And our scientists will need an iconic footbridge to walk back and forth across. We got to clear our head. And then they'll figure out how to do that footbridge. And when you guys start connecting the dots, I was talking to my landlord today about the allure of downtown. Well, you know what? It ain't there. Like Brewbank just closed. The Norseman just closed. I don't know. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna start drinking again. Just to help the economy. Nope. Won't do it. But like when I leave here and go back downtown and go home, it's like a ghost town down there. Oh man. But what's going on today with the economic development? And I'm telling you, we've got to figure out, we got to band together. We do. And like today, I ran into this guy at Walmart who's a county employee who he said he voted for me. And he said, well, I knew what you were up against. The Greater Topeka Partnership, how far I want to take it. I want to take it to where anybody that voted to buy the hotel, they've got to go. And anybody that voted for this this boondoggle, you got to look up boondoggle. I like boondoggle because it's a hoax. It's a fake deal just to enrich the guy who owns the building. So we're going to put a couple of $1 million into the building. They signed a 10-year lease, which is, man, having a phantom lease. It's like, hey, Go Topeka, rent my office space over here just because I need you to do it. I need $2,000 a month, and I need some. I want new carpet. So give me all that money, and then it's available. In fact, you guys probably ought to rent this space. Get out of that Class A office space. Downside, Go Topeka, put Miss Congeniality over here. You don't need all that Class A office space. You guys, I'm going to keep saying it. I think that it's just going to take longer. And I thought the Trump effect, the Donald J. Trump effect, would take place faster. And I'm not the end all, but I'll tell you what, I do know for a fact I know more better people around the country than Cook. But boy, he's got the inside track. He's got the inside track with the oligarchs of this town. And I just think about that guy was put in front of me just to be in my way. But we're going to have to make some changes. We are. We're going to have to make some changes. So look at all the vacancies downtown. Look, I didn't think there was I was in Brewbank the other day. I thought that was the coolest thing. And from an alcoholic standpoint, hey, you mean I don't have to wait for the waitress? I can just go over there and get my beer? And from an alcoholic standpoint, that's where you should be. Hey, look, I got direct access to my medicine. And then all the vacancies down there, and now we're gonna have a laboratory. I mean, all the laboratories, everything should be at K State. I mean, that's where we're gonna do all the studying. But you guys want to keep doing it this way? There's nothing I can do about it. But I'm gonna keep talking about it. People keep tuning in. I appreciate you. I get so encouraged by the private messages I get, or when I see you in public. And there's some really nice people, powerful people that say, "Don't stop, don't stop." So I won't stop. But we have to make changes. We have to put more. We can't just keep enriching the oligarchs of this community. We've got to put money just into our roads. We as developers, we can do everything with CID and TIF. We don't need this cash outlay. We need the cash to go into infrastructure where everybody gets the benefit of it. $2.5 million we pay to have them have the opportunity to give $2.5 million to another rich guy who's part of the club. Stop it. Get a clue, you guys. And I just thought, well, the voters would see what I was trying to do, and maybe the voters hopefully now can hear me. Because you got to change. Look, this hotel deal, we offered $7.6 million, what the people paid for it, and we never got a counteroffer because there's the fixes in. And some guy says, "I'll give you $15 million for it, but you got to give me back $15 million." Whatever. That makes no sense. And then you got the KBI down there. They're not even safe. Y'all are going to have to start doing the math. I can vote. I can at least I can decide where my money goes. I don't have to go spend money in certain places. I don't have a lot of it anyway. But hey, I want to make things different. I want to change things. Hey, speaking of change, I was reading about the supermajority that the Republicans have in the House and the Senate. Veto proof, right? So what a better time to go fix the school systems. If we cut out, so I'm just thinking out loud, right? We need to have one administration board, a set of administrators for all the school boards. There's a way to do this, and all the money we save, we could actually start paying teachers, and we could actually start educating our kids better. We've got a chance now, which will lower property taxes. If we're not paying for all these administrators, that's why I want to do away with Go Topeka. They're just they're like bureaucrats that aren't elected. We got to do away with the bureaucrats, the non-elected officials that spend our tax dollars poorly. That's it. That's all I'm telling you about. Because if we have lower property taxes, we can attract people that want to live here. We can do things differently. Right now, what's really cool, the Republicans have got no excuse to making changes that the other party can't change. Did you see that picture of Laura Kelly? Well, she's sitting at her desk. And the paper reports, Laura Kelly's still trying to figure out how Republicans did so well in the last election. Well, keep thinking about it. Look at everything that has happened And you all, I'm telling you something, under, if you really get things under a microscope, because what's happening on the national level is also, it's the same stuff happening here. And the bureaucracy of that the new administration wants to change, it's the same thing I'm trying to do here, baby. We can do it. We the people. Dude won the popular vote. You better get with the program. Quit working against them. And so it's just going to take longer. It's going to take longer for people to say, well, man, I heard he's sober a decade. If that's what it's about, yeah, we're all crazy. We're all, even Carl Miniger told me that as a kid. Hey, Dr. Carl, are you crazy? He goes, Henry, we all are. Hey, ask Rosemary Miniger that. She'll verify that story. Well, I've been online 21 minutes. That was tonight's therapy session. Feel better? Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Henry McClure live at the Glass Houses studio here on 29th Street, right across from the Rain Tree Apartments. Hey, if you want to come in and not get political and talk about your business, come on into the Glass Houses studio. I'm happy to talk to you. I was talking to one of the people at the CJ Online. Well, what would we talk about? Well, let's do like a Seinfeld. Let's don't talk about anything. Let's just talk about what comes up. But I'm going to keep talking about the injustice of Go Topeka and the wastefulness, just to where it's the shame of the city. But hey, if you want to keep paying them to do that, can't control it. But it's true what's going on. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about. One other thing. One thing about my real estate business is, and if you're looking to open up a business or maybe need some financing, depending on the right deal, a lot of my clients, we say, are very well heeled. And sometimes if you own the land, or depending on the deal, and I can't just say them all. Sometimes I can't disclose stuff. I can't just say everything that I know here online. But I've got a few opportunities that are very creative, and I work for some really creative people. They're the entrepreneurial ones. All right. I'm live in the Glass Houses studio, thinking about making my way back down to 520. Nice thing about it, when you drive home at this hour, and especially with the weather, I'll have the roads to myself. I'm live. Hey, stay warm. And if nobody's told you they love you today, I love y'all.